In this video, we are going to learn how to add fractions. So here we have an addition problem. It says 2/4 plus 1/4. Go ahead and think of an answer. It's okay to guess. Now, usually when we do this, students come up with two different answers. Some students think the answer is 3/4, and some students think the answer is 3/8. Did you think of one of these answers? Well, one of these answers is correct, and the other answer is very close to the right answer. So let's go ahead and use our fraction bars to figure out which answer is correct. So to start with, we have 2/4, and then we're adding another 1/4. So when I add those together, I'm combining the two amounts, and now I'm left with 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So 3/4 is the right answer. Now let's see if this makes sense. How many pieces did we end up with? We ended up with 1, 2, 3 pieces, and that's the numerator. And did we change the size of the pieces at all? We originally had the 2/4 and we were adding another 1/4. Did that change the sizes of the pieces? No. We started with 1/4 and we're ending with 1/4. So the denominator doesn't change at all. It stays the same because we're not changing the size of the pieces. Let's take a look at 3/8. When students think of the answer 3/8, it's usually because they were thinking 2 plus 1 equals 3. And that's right because we have 1, 2, 3 pieces, but they also think 4 plus 4 equals 8. And the problem with that is that having an 8 as the denominator changes the size of the pieces. So this is what the amount of 3/8 looks like. And you can see how much smaller that amount is compared to the answer of 3/4. That's a really common mistake that students make. So when we're adding fractions, remember just to add the numerator and keep the denominators the same. We're not changing the size of the pieces. So here we have 2/6 plus 3/6. If we're using our fraction pieces, we can show 2/6 plus 3/6. And when we add them together, we join them together. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. 5, and this is the size of the piece. We're working with sixths, so the answer is 5/6. If you don't have fraction bars, you can draw a number line to help you figure this out. So we'll draw 0 to 1 whole, and we'll split it up into 6 pieces. Okay, and I'm going to use highlighter to show the different pieces that we're adding together. So first we have 2/6. I'll go ahead and label that. And then we're adding 3/6, so that's 3 pieces. So there's 1, 2, 3 pieces. So on the number line, I can see that we have 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, and 5/6. It's like we first jumped 2/6 and then we jumped the distance of 3/6, and that landed us at 5/6. Notice that our denominator is still a 6. That's because we're not changing the size of the pieces. In this problem, we have 2/10 plus 4/10 plus 3/10. How many tenths is our answer? So here we have the fraction bars, and our answer will be tenths. We're not changing the size of the piece at all, but we are adding several pieces together. So we have the 2 pieces plus the 4 pieces plus the 3 pieces. We have 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10. 9 pieces. Let's show that on a number line. So first we have 2/10. Then we have 4 more pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. And then we have 3 more pieces. So now my distance is clear at this point. So I can count 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10. And that's our answer. Here we have 2/5 plus 3/5. So remember that the denominator stays the same. Our answer will be in fifths. We're just adding more of those pieces together. So we have 2/5 and 3/5. That makes 5/5. Now you might notice something special about 5/5. Fifths is equal to a whole. So we can go ahead and write that as our answer. Anytime you get an answer that equals a whole, go ahead and write that it equals 1 whole. That's really good that you're noticing that. And in 5th grade, they'll want you to change that answer to the whole. We'll go ahead and show it on the number line. We have 0, we have a whole. We have our 2 pieces. And we have our 3 pieces. And you can just draw jumps if you want to. I was just showing the brackets because on your practice pages, they show brackets rather than the typical jumps we've been drawing. Once you see it on the number line, we can go back and count our pieces. So we have 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. So we ended up at 5/5, which shows up as the whole on the number line. So go ahead and work on the practice pages. Feel free to use fraction bars. You can draw number lines if that helps you. You're ready to try this on your own.